Hello everyone, this is Mumbo. Welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 95, and right now, I still have a bunch of the potion effects that we put on ourselves in the previous episode of Hermitcraft. That was a lot of fun, and I had to do it again to capture the thumbnail for the video. But look at this! I mean, look how many potions we have right here. And when we actually did it, I think we had 6 potion effects on us, including invisibility, which we still have on, so currently we are still completely invisible. What were the other ones? Oh well, either way, there was some insane stuff on here. I think it was Swiftness 2 and Strength 2 as well, which is pretty bonkers. But anyway, at the start of today's episode, I just want to mention something, and that is the fact that I am going to be going to I-59. I'm going to be going to the Insomnia Gaming Convention. I personally am very excited. I'm actually going to be going up there with Vicky, which is going to be good fun, because I know a lot of you were a little bit upset that maybe you either missed me at Minecon or you can actually get to Minecon. And obviously, if you couldn't get to Minecon, there were no other conventions that I was planning on going to this year. That meant that you wouldn't have been able to see me at all. But I am going to be going to I-59 in Birmingham. I'll put all of the details down in the description, and I'll put a link to where you can grab the tickets if you do want to get them. I'll be wandering around the convention over the weekend, so if you do spot me, just wave and say hello. There'll probably be more videos on this in the future. But anyway, let's crack on with today's Hermitcraft episode. We've got a bunch of ridiculous plans, and I think it's going to be really quite interesting. I just spent about 15 minutes trying to find out where I actually left all of my items. Turns out I put them in this chest right here, and I had a ton of good stuff on me. We've got 30 diamonds, we've got a beacon, we've got all of my diamond tools and everything like that. But most importantly, I've also thrown in all of the potions back into their chest. So now we're fully geared up for the future. One thing that I do just want to point out is we've got a ton of potions of invisibility. So those are definitely going to get used at some point in the near future. Feel like we should do some invisible pranks on the Hermitcraft server. Perhaps spook some people out for Halloween. But right now there is nobody online, so that means we've got to crack on with the plans for today's episode. Now, the first plan that I want to create is actually to do with the AFK fish farm. As you guys know, love this thing. Again, we've been doing some work with it recently, but we have got all of the items running into the chest. They're completely unsorted, and they're all over the place. And we have run out of storage too. We have used up all 36 double chests, which means that the first thing that we've got to do is we've got to get rid of all of the useless items, throw them out onto the floor, and then work out a new way to sort all of these bits. Now, I'm going to be honest, guys. Originally, I thought this was going to be a really quick thing that I could do in an instance. But as you can see, first off, there are a huge quantity of items right there. I mean, we've got 289 entities on the floor already, and I've only done, what, 4 of the double chests? We still have 36 to go. Or, well, 32, if I can do my maths correctly, which isn't brilliant, and also it's taking me quite some time to sort out the things that I actually want. So, for example, I'm trying my best to keep name tags, and I'm trying my best to keep decent fishing rods and enchanted books, which is a struggle when you have thousands upon thousands of items to sort through. Oh boy. Whoa! That is a mega book.
Something very strange has happened to Fraps. I probably sound really odd right now. Think I'm going to restart my computer.
The first pass of all of the chests has been completed, so all of the items from inside these chests have been thrown out, and I have to say my finger is actually all cramped up from pressing Control Q so many times. So that's one of the occupational hazards of doing this. But one thing that I have just thought is, all of the hoppers right the way up to the AFK fish farm were filled with items, which means that, yep, items have made their way back into the chest. It doesn't look like it's actually as big of an issue as I originally thought, but still, looks like I'm going to have to go back through and check. Now that all the rubbish has been cleared out, all the chests, I thought it would probably be a good idea to do some restocking of our enchanted bookshop over here, because of course we have now got tons of enchanted books inside those chests. Inside my inventory, I've got a bunch of really awesome things. That we've got some mending books, in fact 2 mending books next to one another, and just awesome stuff. Efficiency 4 right there, there's another mending book. Yeah, a bunch of really awesome things. But first, let's check the chest for profits. Nobody. No one's been there, no one's... Oh, yes, we've got 2 diamonds, that's brilliant, and another diamond right there. That's good, and a bunch of diamonds here as well, that's 6 diamonds there. Okay, fantastic, that is brilliant. So let's chuck in all of these little fellas, pick up our profits, and take it back over to the base. Turns out we had a lot more enchanted books than I thought. This is my 7th trip in total, and these are the last few books. And I have to say, we're pretty much all out of space. This is the final double chest that we've got, and as you can see, we've got less than half of it to go before we're completely out of room, and we'll have to start throwing away the rubbish books that nobody cares about. But anyway, we're going to be moving on from this little project right here. We are still going to be working on the AFK fish farm because we need to create a non-stackable item filter. What I want to do is sort between the stackable items, like the fish and other bits and pieces like that, and the important stuff, which is the bows, the fishing rod, and the enchanted books. I've been doing some designing in my head. I think I've come up with one that works, and it's so very tiny that I feel the need to show it to you. So we're going to take a comparator output from our top line of hoppers right here, the line of hoppers that is taking the items across, and this is where our non-stackable items are going to be going. Then all we're going to do is just run that redstone line out like this, and that's going to go into a block at the end here, which is then going to have a redstone torch on the bottom. Is that it? I think I've just done it. So that means that hopper is locked unless a non-stackable item goes through, in which case the hopper will unlock, which will mean that the non-stackable item will drop down into this hopper and go down into this side. Otherwise, the items will go into this side. There we go. That's everything done. Oh my word, I can't believe it. After a tiny bit of redesigning to fix the powering issues, which I'm sure all of you noticed, and all of you have told me about down in the comment section, as you can see, this thing is fully functional. So we've got the non-stackable items, or the stackable items, that we threw into the system to test it out. And then this right here is our non-stackable item that has made its way into the right-hand chest. There we go. This thing is now working. We should get all of the fishing things on this side of the chest, and all of the bows, the enchanted books, and the fishing rods and things like that on this side of the chest. That's going to be perfect, and I cannot wait to AFK fish later. Next plan of action. Try and work out how this guy is dying, right? I don't understand how he has managed to die, because we put in the kill switch seemed to switch off the mechanism, but it doesn't quite manage to do it, and I can't fully understand why. So we're going to have to do some troubleshooting right here. I'm going to try my best to do it live on camera. Nothing is really standing out to me, but then again, that doesn't look so brilliant. No, yeah, that should be working fine. So this repeater powers this block, which then takes the redstone signal downwards. I don't understand why any of that wouldn't be working. It all seems very peculiar. I've just booted up the AFK fish farm to see if redstone signal strength was the issue, or maybe the redstone circuit wasn't quite reaching our hopper timer right here. And I have the most confusing news of the day. It is reaching it. None of the items are moving, which means that this thing was switched off while I was AFK fishing the other day, but it still died. Now, generally speaking, I have a rough idea how or why these things happen, okay? Generally speaking, I have a rough idea. Today is not one of those days. I honestly have no clue. Either this thing has discovered sentience and has just decided to kill itself without taking any notice of the redstone, or somehow some of the redstone just wasn't connected properly. I really don't know how that came about. I guess what I'm going to have to do is fix him back up, make him alive again, then I'm going to have to go AFK fishing tonight and see if it dies once more. But here's the thing, my 32 diamonds are on the line. I don't fancy losing those very much. Oh, what a pain in the backside. One piece of gold straight into the mouth. This is like the 5th time I've had to do this month. That should now fix everything up. And we now have to get a sea lantern to revive him the next time. And of course, the obligatory addition to the spoon counter. That takes us up to number 25. The next plan on our incredibly long list of things is, first off, turn on the industrial district, so prepare your ears for lots of clicking noises. But the second thing that I need to do is I actually need to fix up our automatic wheat farm and make it a tiny bit more efficient, because right now we've only got 1 villager in there, and I've heard from a large number of people that if I put 1 or 2 more villagers in there, then it will make it considerably faster and we'll get lots more wheat. But let's just quickly take a look. By the look of things, the wheat farm isn't even working at this point in time, and that is because that minecart seems to be stuck. Why is it stuck there? I really don't know what to do about that one, to be honest. So I think I might have just solved the first problem. We now have a new system for catching the minecart. That being said, though, is that still going to work? But what? What? Did anybody just see what just happened there? The minecart literally turned round on this block. It just decided, nope, not fancying that. I'm gonna change direction. I really don't get that one. This new design that I've just come up with now works, I think. I just watched the minecart travel up, it stayed on there, it unloaded all of its items, and it appears to be fully functional. To be honest, I really can't understand what caused the first idea to just completely not work. I mean, you saw how it just literally span round on the detector rail, which really doesn't make much sense, but we should see that this thing will come on through, it will stop up on that rail right there, it is now passing out its items, then it does a little stutter thing, then it moves on. Fantastic. Okay, we can now concentrate on getting another specialist brown coat villager inside the system that only has seeds in his inventory. Oh, that is going to be a big struggle. I remember last time it took around about 4.5 hours, so hopefully this one goes a lot smoother. I've just had a fairly scary thought. I've just placed in all of the minecart rails and everything like that, but I've just realised I don't have any seeds. We don't have any seeds whatsoever. All of the seeds are filtered out by the system. They don't end up in any of the chests, which means that I have 27. I've got 27 seeds in total, and as far as I remember, there's none in my storage system either, which means I may have to send a quick message to some of the other hermits to see if they have any held up. Hopefully, fingers crossed they do. This could end up being my saviour. This is the flower farm that SUBCRIBE built way back in the early days of Hermitcraft Series 4. I then revamped it a little bit to make the redstone a tiny bit faster, and by the look of things, it is working like a charm, even if it's very difficult to move through here because you're constantly almost falling through the blocks. But plenty of seeds lying around, and also lots of orange flowers by the look of things as well. Nice. This is our first brown coat villager taken from the system, so let's see what we can do. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, if there are any stacks left on the floor, then that means he isn't good for it, and by the look of things, oh, that is a bit of a shame. Right, okay, to you, my good fellow, I apologise, but you aren't going to serve me very well. Carry on your merry way, off to death. Goodbye. Villager number 2. Let's give him a go. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I picked up 1 stack. Is this good news? I think it's all gone. I think it's actually all gone. I think we've actually got ourselves a villager. Right, I'm going to pick up some potatoes because those are the only other things these guys should have in their inventories, and we'll see if it passes the tater test. Our villager is now out in the world. I now have to chase him down and try and locate him and make sure that he's all okay. Let's cover up that before all of my villagers get killed. And he is currently stood just over here. Now, by the look of things, he's doing alright. He doesn't appear to be in his minecart, which is a little bit strange, but I'm assuming that's one of those things, Minecraft servers and all that, causing a few issues. Let's see if this fixes the whole situation. I hope he's going to be in his minecart. Yes, okay, he is. Excellent. Now what we have to do is break this block right here, and he should just drop straight the way down. Do I need to break a few more blocks? Maybe this one as well? Let's see if we can get him to go down there. Good. Okay, that is excellent. Let's drop down with him. And there we go. Break his little thing and push him into the system. Oh, I've just thought, if he actually drops down there, he will break the crop and fall through the block. So there we go. There's some quick thinking for you. Hopefully that doesn't happen. No! It happened! It happened! It happened! It happened! Oh. Well, how am I meant to get him down there then? How am I meant to get him from there up into the system now? Oh, I hate Minecraft. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Why is it so buggy? Oh, for goodness sake, I've just got one of the villagers out there, and then the other one jumps in. You guys are born to just be difficult, aren't you? Look at you. You know that you're being difficult as well. Get out of here. You're meant to be harvesting crops, mate. You're not even working. What am I paying you for? Are you joking? Are you actually joking? Seriously? There are Just hundreds of blocks in this area right here. I finally get them out, and he jumps back in. What can you possibly want with that hole? It's rubbish down there. Harvest crops. I want to cry. Good news, everyone. I have now patched everything up. I've got rid of all of the dirt. I grabbed myself a hoe and tilled all that soil. I managed to get the villagers out of the hole finally. However, it took far longer than I care to admit. And now we have 2 villagers inside the system. Both of them are working on picking up the wheat and things. I don't know how much more efficient this is going to make it, okay? I have no idea if this is going to make a massive difference to the design or not. But a lot of people were telling me to do it, and it seemed like a pretty good option to me. Now, we just have to make sure that these guys don't start breeding, because I do not want to come back here in like a couple of days' time and find the entire thing filled with villagers. Oh no, that's really bad. That's what you get. I mean, I've turned off my volume so that I can actually work in my storage area without being blasted by dropper noises the entire time, and I couldn't hear that creeper. Oh, that is not good. Thankfully it didn't destroy any of the glass though, because that zombie would have gone straight in there and killed both of our villagers. Now that little explosion there actually brings me quite nicely onto my next point, which is to fix up all of the fences around the industrial district, then make an official entrance into the community builds area. Because right now, this is the entrance I have to do. I have to jump over that fence, then I have to make my way over here. I have to jump onto one of those trees, then jump over that fence. It's not brilliant, is it? So we need some official way to make our way through our lovely tunnel and into that side of the base. I'm going to be honest with you guys, progress has been really slow for around about the past hour or so, but I think we are finally getting there. I've covered up all of the fences, and I've also built this little entrance right here, which isn't particularly dramatic, but oh my word, look how much of a difference that makes. That just connects this area in. It looks fantastic. Oh, I'm really, really happy. That's such a simple change. I mean, as I say, I've literally spent about 45 minutes since the previous cut. Not all of it has been on Hermitcraft. I've been doing a bunch of other things as well. But that looks awesome. Right, let's work on the other side. My lord, what sort of creeper was that? That's just blown out like half the world. In all honesty, what sort of creeper was... Seriously, have I just been blown up by a charged creeper? Because that's totally what that feels like. That was huge. Oh, we've got a massive crater here as well. But as you can see, I am gradually making progress on this walkway right here. Honestly, didn't really know what sort of design to go for, so I went for something very, very simple indeed, as you can see. And it's coming together quite nicely. I personally quite like it. I think it looks okay. I hope you guys like it as well. And there we have it, ladies and gents. We now have ourselves a successful walkway that takes us from one side of the base over into the other side of the base. This is the community builds area. Now, my original plan for doing this episode was I was also going to do a community build in that space. But to be honest with you, this has been one of the longest days of recording I think I have done in a very long time indeed. I recorded a video this morning, then I had a little break. And then this episode, I've been recording all day, and yeah, it's been one of those recording sessions that has been going on for hours upon hours upon hours. So, what I'm going to do instead is I am going to try out the new things that we've added to the AFK fish farm. As you guys know, we have fixed up the AFK fish farm, so now it sorts out the items, but also, it should now turn off the Mumbo quest slot bot. If it doesn't do that, then we've got ourselves a serious issue which we're going to have to address tomorrow morning. But for now, I'm going to go AFK overnight. I will catch you once I've had 40 winks. It is 40 winks, isn't it? I'm not being stupid here. 40 winks? Is that a way of saying going to sleep? I think... Am I wrong? Let me know down in the comment section. And we are back. I've just turned off my other computer, which is specifically used for AFK fishing. And here we are on the Hermitcraft server. We're about to run over to the storage system and see exactly what is going on. And I have to say, I am super excited for this. However, I'm not wearing any armor at this point in time, and I can tell that baby zombie would have absolutely destroyed me if he had managed to get to me. Let's see if we can get rid of him. Oh, there we go. And then this guy over here as well. Right, let's try and get rid of him before popping down into the storage system to take a look at what we have going on. Now, I have to say, I'm quite excited because hopefully all of the drops should be nice and sorted and looking lovely. So let's drop down to the bottom, and we will have a gander of what we've managed to achieve. So, in this side, we have got non-stackable items. Good. And in this side, we have got all the fish. It's actually worked, and it looks wicked, doesn't it? So there is all the fish from the fish farm, and here is all of the stuff that we've managed to get, and I imagine, yeah, there's quite a few in there. So let's see what sort of enchanted books we've got. It's so much easier to look through now. So we've got Thorns 2 there, we have got Silk Touch there, that's good. Depth Strider 3 is pretty good. Obviously Efficiency 4, that's awesome. Fortune 3, that's pretty rubbish, that's pretty rubbish. That's pretty rubbish. Those aren't too bad. Right, okay, let's take a look at these. Man, there are some pretty decent books in this little section right here. I'm going to pick up all of the books. I'm going to chuck those into my inventory, and then going to take them over to my bookshop and hopefully make a few sales. One thing that I've just noticed is I've got 123 levels. Yo, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try my best to not get any more XP because I like that number. After that, I guess you could go for 2, 3, 4, or well, I don't know. I'd say that's probably the coolest next one. But anyway, we've had even more customers. Guys! And we've run out of space. We've actually run out of space for books. This is it. This is all the books that we can possibly have inside our bookshop. Obviously, we have to remove all the diamonds and then chuck in the books there. And we've got a few more gaps down at the bottom as well. Man, like, we're making more diamonds from this than we are from our mining sessions, for sure. I mean, look, we've got 11 diamonds there. We've got 13... 17 diamonds in total, and I think we had 10 diamonds at the start of today's episode, which means that we've earned like 27 diamonds in today's episode. I'm actually quickly going to run back over to my base, pick up some more books, and also take a look at how many diamonds we actually have on the server at this point in time. And 3, 2, 1, we have got, what? We've got 7.5 stacks of diamonds. Wait, yeah, 7.5 stacks. That's bonkers. I've never had that many stacks of diamonds ever in any form of Minecraft world I've ever had. I don't know if that's just me being rubbish at mining. Maybe we should do more mining sessions. Maybe we should try and get a full stack of diamond blocks before we get to episode 100. That can be our goal. I reckon that's well and truly doable. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.